What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we have another GIZMEK card. This is the one coming in Phantom Rage. It was revealed last night into this morning, and it's the win one. You know, we've been seeing this every set we get a GIZMEK. Every single set. It's been a year and a half. Is this even the last GIZMEK? I want to say it might be, right? We start with the Dark. We have, let's see, oh man, we have Cocker, we have the Fox, we have water, we have fire, do we have an earth one? The new one's light, right? New one's light, Orochi is dark, this one's wind. Do we have an earth one? That's my only question. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. So we either have one more left or this is the final one. I honestly should have looked that up prior to this, but that's okay. All right. Anyway, today we're looking at what this card does. He is GIZMEK Mikoto, the Cutthroat Cyclone Canine. Let's go ahead and enlarge in this image just to get a better look. Looks pretty cool. He looks like a Power Ranger, like Megazord. If one of them transformed into like a dog thing, like a fox, or not a fox, I guess like more of a wolf. That would be this guy right here. He is a 2150 wind machine monster, as per usual. Well, not wind, but they all have a different attribute, but they're all machines. Alright, and his effects read as follows. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name once per turn. Okay, so it's got 3 effects. That could be good. First effect, if you have 6 or more banished cards, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Okay. Second effect, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can discard a monster as cost, add your hand 1 monster from your deck whose attack equals its own defense except for another copy of itself. Okay, so it's a searcher. And the third effect, if this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can shuffle exactly 6 of your banished cards into the deck. Alright, I think overall this guy's fine. He really honestly might be the worst one out of all of them. Listen, if the first effect had said if you have 6 or more banished cards, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard or something like that, I would have been much more interested in this card. But like, not only do you have the requirement, but it still is going to take your normal summon in that instance. Otherwise, we're trying to just find ways to special summon him, like without doing that, like in other ways, like just get him out of the hand, potentially get him out of the deck. But I don't know if that's necessarily. I guess with Uka is possible if your opponent special summons from the deck while controlling a wind. But how often? I guess they go O-Line, right? I guess that works. Yeah, because they go Needle Fiber for O-Lion, and which I believe you could trigger Uka to go Uka, and then Uka into this guy, discard a card to search another card, and you've got 2 big old bodies already, and you're going to search a card as well. Not the worst, but still, like, I don't know. That's where the synergy is nice. The second effect is good, I think. Like, normal special summon, it's not a +1. You do have to discard a card, but in a GIZMEK deck, you're discarding like Orochi. He comes back from the graveyard anyway, so it's not even really like you're not even really paying cost essentially in those instances. And then you search like, I don't know if this can technically search something like what's his name, Gren Maju, because are his stats technically like question mark, or are they 0/0? If they're 0/0, you can search him, right? But I'm curious on that. So definitely interesting, but there are definitely going to be some cards that are good to search, some that are just going to miss, and I think your pool is ultimately limited because they do have to have the exact same attack and defense. But at least you can search all the GIZMEKs if you want. Worst case scenario, right? And then the last effect, if he's destroyed, shuffle 6 of your banished card back to the deck. I guess that's fine, but like, the only 2 decks I really see you playing this card in is like a weird like pure GIZMEK deck, or like a Gren Maju deck, because how else are you getting 6 or more cards banished consistently? So you need something like Gren Maju where you're using Eater of Millions constantly, you're using Desires constantly, and you're consistently putting that many cards in the banish zone to get this card like, you know, on like normal summonable without a tribute. But there are other normal summons in that, and that's just what I keep coming back to. Is like, if you have this in Grand Maju, like, what are you normal summoning, right? Like, because even if you normal summon him to search Grand Maju, if that's possible, you now just go, oh, right, I had to use my normal summon on this, so that sucks. Yeah, it's just weird. I think there is some synergy there for the Gizmeks for sure, because like Orochi already gets you those banished six like immediately, so that's pretty nice there. Um, the Gizmeks themselves don't have any other monsters that really want to take a normal summon, so he definitely fits that role if you're building a pure version. But I'd really love to see like an actual level 4 lower normal summon for the Gizmeks, and then maybe like actually try and synergize them in from there, like give him the Stratos, right? But I think he's fine. I think he's okay. I mean, really, I don't think he's too particularly good. This archetype kind of reminds me of the Kaiju's. Obviously, the Kaiju's have their own special place in Yu-Gi-Oh because their effects work so specifically in like dodging disruption and just getting rid of a threat on your opponent's board like immediately. Um, but this is a deck that has themes of wanting to go second between Kaku, Orochi just being a big body that jumps on board to play through stuff. Not just Kaku, like Uka going second, just like rips, you know what I mean? Like a barrier statue at it, plays a barrier statue out of the deck, you know what I mean? Plays on your opponent's turn going second. Um, what's the other one? I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like we have the Earth, and this is the last one. I just can't think of what it is or what it does. But whatever. The new one that just came out in Rise of the Duelist is like a going second card. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like all like that stuff. But they don't like work in their own way. You know what I mean? Like Kaiju's cannot really work as a pure deck that great. Like they need like a couple cards to really be able to function as a pure deck. And I think GIZMEKs kind of fit into that same range. Is they just like need like one or two good normal summons, maybe a good normal summon and like a search card, maybe some spells and traps to really like support them and stuff. Like maybe just spells and traps that like support monsters that have the same attack as defense, and then go from there. That would be pretty cool. But I think for now they're cool. They're just cool cards. I don't really think this one does much for them or for anything. He's cool. That's all I can really say about him. He's cool. But yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe there are specific synergies that comes up for him, but I don't like that he takes your normal summon. That's pretty much where it ends for me. Like not ends, but that's pretty much where he lies. Is that if he could special summon himself off of that effect, then I'm definitely more into him. But because he takes the normal, I don't know. I'm kind of like iffy on him. But we'll see, guys. We'll see how the future goes for the Gizmex. I'm not even sure if we have another card. I wouldn't be surprised because these are very popular cards. A lot of people like the Gizmek cards. Would not be surprised if like randomly Konami was like, oh, next core set, here's 5 Gizmek cards, and it's like a normal summon, a field spell, another spell, and then 2 traps. Boom, you have an archetype now. That would be really cool, and I'd love to see how they try and flesh it out. But you know, of course, we're just shooting spitballs, right? So thank you so much for watching. As always, sorry this video went a little longer just on one card, but it's GIZMEK, so like GIZMEKs are a really interesting archetype to me. You know, just because they do give me like the kaiju vibes, and I'm curious if Konami will try and push them anymore or just end on make a GIZMEK for every attribute. They work individually for the most part, and then we just let it fly. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see on that. But thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more new stuff from me in the future. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.